About the voting process again. I'm sorry to go back to that, but there are a lot of younger producers or guys who are on the fringe of trying to get in, and their idea is that there's a bunch of white dudes voting about that particular genre, and that's why they're never going to get a shot when it comes to the Grammys. So can you kind of give a little more of an idea of what type of diversity goes into the voting process for each genre? Is it all white guys that are old and don't know anything about your genre?
Like I said before, right? If you're a voting member, which means that you are actively in the music industry and you're putting out music, right? So if you're a songwriter or a producer out there that's had some placements, and it's been, on Apple Music or Spotify or Tidal or even SoundCloud, you're eligible. If you have a certain amount of songs within a certain amount of years, you're eligible to pay your fee and become a recording member. Now, or become a recording member that's a voting member. Okay. Some members aren't voting members. They're associate members. They work for education, or they work, in management and other things like that, but they're not necessarily making recordings. So they're not going to be considered a voting member of the Recording Academy. But they could also, be a voting member that actually makes the vote. You know what I mean? Like, the ballot comes out, they can actually vote. So it's not just at the end of the day who's going to choose these guys. It's my bad, bro. Everybody in the voting members, like from Seattle all the way to down here, all the different chapters have their, voting members that's going to vote on these awards. And then all those ballots go to like a consultant company like Deloitte, and they seal it and they tally it up, and then they bring it back the day of the award show. Right. And so it's never, the old white guys in the back saying, maybe let's just give it to, but you got to still understand popularity is still going to be a thing.
Right.
But the one thing people don't realize is, even as a voting member, with all the 60 categories that you see, you still only get 15 votes that you can vote on. So if you don't know a certain genre, you're most likely not going to vote, because you don't have, you only have 15. If you know rock and you know pop, and that's 4 categories there, and then you're also going to vote for the 4 categories at the top, the album of the year, record, song, and all of that. That's like,
that's it, you're done.
You can vote for something else and it's a wrap, and you can't vote for anything. Right. And so as you understand that, it's like, it's really going to be the peers that know your shit that's probably going to be voting for your stuff. Right. That's part of the academy. So
keep working, basically, is what you're saying. That's not what you think it is.
Right. That's actually important. You should do a segment on that, especially closer to the Grammys, because I think people get this idea in their head and it may not be true at all, and they're just walking around thinking, especially a lot of artists. I've heard that argument from a lot of artists that shouldn't, I guess, know better.
Yeah, they're frustrated. But you got to, it's like voting. It's like any type of voting out here. You know, you got to get involved. You got to know what to be voting for, and you have to vote.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you're eligible to vote if you're active in the industry.
Right.
So pay your dues.
So as opposed to complaining about it, get involved, and especially because a lot of people I know complaining have the ability to vote.
Q-Tip complained. He was upset.
Q-Tip got pissed.
He was upset.
I'm a huge Tribe Called Quest fan.
Right.
But that album was not.
It was not Grammy.
I mean, not the impactful
and he can be upset.
And
I've talked about this before. And I mean, he could be very upset. But at the end of the day, it was your peers that voted these tops 20 and then became the top 5.
Right.
And so it wasn't these guys in the back that's just like, come on, man, why y'all ain't fucking with me?
Don't know. Right.
It was your peers saying, these albums were a little bit
process.
But
he should.
But a lot of us are part of the Grammy Award situation. Nominees go to the show and all that and never know how it works.
Right.
And let's just be honest. You know what I mean?
And so
that's why I want to ask
your
that.
peers.
Yeah.
I want to make that sure.